Good afternoon, Alexis. This is your classmate, Brandy, responding to our first discussion post in our behavioral science class. Wasn't too sure. Noticed in the syllabus we're supposed to be doing a video, so I'm just gonna do what the syllabus is telling us, but I specifically pointed yours out or chose to respond to yours because of what you said. And I'm in the field right now of even the concentration I'm in is trauma and crisis counseling. So it just, there's some relation there to what you said. Now, a couple things, first of all, Sigmund Freud, I'm gonna be so real. Whenever I've seen this man's name pop up, I'm like, I want to run the other way. Because I'm not a psychologist or one for psychology. I think it's very great to have and understand as like background information. However, I myself tend to do like when I do psychology things or learn about like different types of behaviors, or I'm like, oh, is that me? Like, am I that? Was I that at one point? And then Sigmund Freud talking about like mom issues. I'm like, oh, do I have mom issues? But back to your post though. So, and even when you mention about when we work with trauma and crisis counseling, whether we are the client, whether we have our clients, the fact that you mentioned where we kind of like, what did you say? You said, so you, in thinking about therapists who work in trauma and crisis, when we come face to face with patients who have gone through such a traumatic ordeal that they suppress much of what have happened to them. So I think going forward, and I'm trying to think too as how I become a counselor in this field, what my approach would be. I do think as far as building rapport, it helps when you can possibly relate with your client if you get that feel from them that it would be okay. But even that, it's almost like when you bring up things that you haven't thought about that has been traumatic for you, it also could open up some opportunity where you may not be the best for your client or may get too involved with your client because the relation can be there. But I just think going into this field, it would be a good practice to do, just because this type of trauma and crisis is something you don't want to dwell on because obviously it had a deeper impact on your life. And for us to be like, remember when this happened to me, or oh, I remember when this happened to me, it just alters your thinking going further. And then when you brought up too, hearing that hypnosis was a good way to help patients kind of explain what they've encountered. Gotta disagree with you on that. I'm not much of a hypnosis type of person, but I have heard it works. But definitely I think with trauma, you can't go wrong. Let's just put it that way. So I appreciate your post, and I look forward to seeing more from you in the rest of the semester. Okay? Have a good one. Bye-bye.